Yeah, that's better.
You're live.
Okay, all right. Let's do it. Okay, okay. Alrighty. Now, hold on, y'all, because I always gotta like bring this up separately because I can't see people comment. So I gotta actually go into Facebook and bring it up like this. Facebook. And I gotta mute it. Okay, so there we go. All right.
Kill the audio one out.
Oh, no, okay. All right, cool. Okay. All righty. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm
What
doing
up?
good. I'm doing good. So first off, I want to start by introducing. Well, actually, I'm actually going to let you guys introduce yourselves. So I have two special guests here tonight. One person I have known. Well, you know what? Actually, I've known both of them quite all my life, honestly. I think Mark. Yeah, I've known both of these about 20 plus years. Okay,
Yeah.
so ladies first, I'm gonna have her introduce herself, and then the second one, I'm gonna have him introduce himself, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Okay, so I don't know what introduction I'm doing, right? Because I do so much, but I guess I'll just start with exactly who I am. My name is LaShawn Reed, and I am the CEO and founder of StrongAmbitiousWomen.com. And it's just an LLC and an organization that I have been running for the last almost 10 years. My company will be 10 years old in January. And that company focused around social and emotional intelligence for younger women, really in Pittsburgh Public Schools and surrounding areas. I've been doing that work for since 2011, just for sort of justice practices and working with younger women. But I think I'm here today for my other side, which is, that spiritual side, that deeper side of me. So yeah, I've been on that journey for almost the last, I would say, it's been a long time, right? It's been a long time since I've been doing this work. So I don't even want to give it like a year or a number or anything, but just know that I'm definitely deeper than what I do with kids, and I'm deeper than what I did with music. So I think that's why I'm here today.
Yes, 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 yes. We love it. We love it. All right. So the podcast host of Correct Me If I'm Wrong himself. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name is Marcus. I am the host of Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast. I also have a co-host, Candoria Lier. I've been podcasting since 2021. I really enjoy doing it. It's kind of like a therapy thing for me. But Sandra, I've known you for shit, or actually basically the whole family. I go way back with Jean T, Aunt Kitty. You know what I'm saying? Since I can remember.
Right.
But yeah, man, I thought it was cool. We rapped for a little bit earlier this week, and you let me know what it is that you wanted to do. I was all for it. So yeah, not much of a huge introduction, but I really enjoy podcasting, and I thank you for inviting me on.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I actually want to thank both of you guys for being here tonight. So now I know Mark is going to talk to you before we talk a little bit about like the conspiracy stuff and like Shawnee. Okay. Do you want me to call you LaShawn, or are you okay with me calling you?
Call me. I always tell people, depending on what you call me, that's how I know how long you know me. Right? So you can call me. Right? We've known each other since we were kids.
literally. So like I know she's like LaShawn Reed, but I know her as Shawnee Boo. Okay, Shawnee Boo. Now listen, so now me and Shawnee Boo, we talked too about like conspiracy theories. So like I really want to get into like unraveling what is really going on here. So all right, so here, well, let me see. Okay, I got a couple of stuff that I really want to start off with. So, like, let's talk about Now, Marcus, when I talked to you earlier this week, we was talking about the rabbit hole thing with the Wizard of Oz. Shawnee B, are you aware of that?
As far as what?
Okay, so there was this thing on the internet about the rabbit hole with the Wizard of Oz and how it transpires to like spirituality and stuff like that. Now, I can play the video if you guys want to hear it. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
This is insane. I have been diving deep into the rabbit hole that the Wizard of Oz, yes, the story, the Wizard of Oz is actually an allegory exposing the banking cartel that runs our lives. I posted the video yesterday and got this, and you know when that happens, it means that it's good. But let me show you what I found. Hopefully it stays up, but I promise you, the more I give you, the more it's going to make sense. It's crazy. So let's start off with some easy ones. Why is it called the Wizard of Oz? OC, ounces. What is measured in ounces? Gold. That's the yellow
And we.
The yellow brick road leads to the Emerald City. Why Emerald? Well, on the back of all American money, you have these buildings that are in green. Emerald City represents the Federal Reserve, the Treasury. Now let's go deeper. Let's talk about the Scarecrow, the straw man. He didn't have a brain, right? What does this symbolize? When a person is born, yes, they exist as a human being, but a new legal entity is also born. Documentation in the form of birth certificate.
That's right.
These are the legal entities.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the straw man that fixed his name.
No brain. They are not
Crazy.
but the system views you as a legal fiction. What does the Scarecrow ask the wizard for?
A brain.
What is he given? A certificate. He's proud of his new brain, but it is not real intelligence. All right, the Tin Man. Like I said, at birth, you're given a social security number, but you also have a taxpayer identification number. TIN. The Tin Man represents these heartless, robotic, mindless workers within the capitalistic system. The lack of heart is the lack of passion, fulfillment within this work. Some say this represents people as mindless workers within the system. In the story, he literally rusts from overwork. The lack of heart and soul represents the emotional drain that mindless labor has on us, or how we become robotic in our daily tasks. I probably should have started with this at the beginning. Dorothy's journey emphasizes that individuals possess the power to reclaim their freedom. Let's talk about the field of poppies. What comes from poppy? Milk with the poppy, opium. This is an example of the distractions that are everywhere in society. Consumerism, mindless entertainment, drugs, alcohol. Things we use to numb us from our reality. The Scarecrow and Tin Man weren't impacted by it because they lack genuine human qualities. They don't have consciousness. The symbolism is weakness aided by distraction. Okay, the Cowardly Lion. These are the people that on the outward appearance have the abilities to change things. They have the strength to demeanor, but on the inside they're cowards. He wants courage from the wizard. What does he get? He gets a medal. This represents the false sense of authority that are given to lions like this to keep them as cogs in the machine. These lions tend to oppress and hurt those beneath them. They want to make change for everyone, liberate everyone. But when they come upon bigger bullies, they're cowards. They fall prey to the system. Can you think of any cowardly lions in our system? Okay, going back to the Emerald City. It can represent the Federal Reserve, and it's built on this illusion of control. Right? The game goes to meet the wizard. They see a bunch of smoke and mirrors, fire, holographic images. All of it was designed to instill fear, to frighten you, to manipulate you into doing what the wizard wants. It represents the illusion of power. So what happens? Toto, the little dog, pulls back the curtain. What do we see the wizard is? A frail human being. This aura of power was just an illusion. Think of it this way. There's 8 billion people on the earth. What percentage are controlling the illusion of power? It's not a lot. So where does that power actually lie? Obviously, the illusion is that it's the wizard. But get this, Toto represents the truth and power to expose these illusions. Toto in Latin actually means all. It symbolizes total awareness coming together as a people. And it is through all that you can expose the illusion at the fraud. I need to speed up. The Good Witch represents people that are giving you empowerment, education, lift you up on your journey. The Wicked Witch represents people that are a part of the system, climb their way up, and push people down to do it. They buy into and use the corruption to get ahead. Essentially, they join the system and then oppress the people below them. Who does all the business for the Wicked Witch? The Flying Monkeys. These are the enforcers, the attorneys of the world. People who use their intelligence, their power, to oppress others and keep proliferating this broken system. Imagine if the world's smartest attorneys were fighting against the system that is broken and inherently unfair, instead of fighting for and being paid by those that benefit from the system. So what do we learn from Dorothy's journey? Like I said, we all have the power to reclaim our freedom. To expose the wizard, you need a brain that represents knowledge. You need a heart that represents compassion. You need courage to stand up against the system and not join it. And finally, Toto, you need collaboration. We all need to work together. The system incentivizes the me. We need to focus focus on the we. And how does she go home? She clicks her heels 3 times. She could have done this at any point. She always had the power to go home. You are paying attention.
Listen, ain't that some shit, y'all?
That's real.
Yeah.
Like, ain't that crazy?
I mean, the straw man in itself is, like if you know type of thing.
If you know, you know.
Like, I tell people like a lot of times, like where I kind of, spark their brain, I'll be like, look at all your mail, it's all in capital letters.
Mm.
You ever look?
I never paid that any attention for real.
never noticed
Grab
that.
a piece of mail right now, I bet it's in capital letters.
No, it is.
It
is.
Yeah. The fictitious straw man, you are a business, you are an entity. Your social security number is a routing number for everything that you do.
Listen, that's crazy. When you really, well, I mean, like, it's crazy when you like learn about it, but like when you really think about it, it's not really that crazy. Like, like it's really not like listen, this is all we are.
Right.
An entity.
That's it. And that's why I be trying to get, a lot of people to understand that. Pittsburgh is LLC to Harrisburg.
Literally. That's
right.
It.
When you look at this stuff, it's all a big business.
But the thing about it is, like, what really be so crazy about, like, it's literally in our faces.
Yeah.
They pop it in our faces every chance that they get.
Yeah.
And it just be like, but like he said, we get so distracted about the dumbest stuff.
Everything.
So like everything. We get so distracted about the dumbest stuff. So it's like when stuff really start like going in our faces, it's like, oh well, I don't really know, so I don't really care. No, you should care because like this, like stuff like that affects you.
And they said a lot of stuff like that is in Disney movies.
Oh yeah.
We didn't want to talk about Disney. We only want better about Disney movies because let me tell you something. Disney is always trying to send a message.
Soul in itself. That movie. Soul.
What movie?
Soul.
Okay, yeah, I never seen it.
I've seen it. I can't really remember what it wasn't. Wasn't it about that soul? Explain it, because I can remember it, but I can't really remember.
So Soul was basically like, of course they show you like, I would say like, if you want to say it, not like heaven, but where the spirits lie before they come to earth, right? Because they say like earth is a school in itself, right? And there is a realm before here that not everybody, but where spirits are, where they're already going through like another. So it's like grade levels almost.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of like pick who you like, what family you go into or what life you really have here based off of like your mission and your purpose on the next level of life. So when people speak about, eternal, immortals, things like that, like we don't die, it is true, right? Or spirits, of course.
Definitely.
So this right here is just like a grade level. Earth is a grade level to the other planes of, how can I say it? You can't even, of life, I don't know, spiritual, the universe, everything.
I guess I would say like realm. Like we're like the basic.
Right. So in
or like dimension.
Yeah, so in Soul, it shows you like the souls before they come to Earth. And they're in like all these different like little schools and stuff like that. And you had the one soul who just did not want to come here. Like Earth was just not for her. Like she thought it was just weak, it was whack. She didn't want to come here. So,
I'm like trying to remember. I can remember.
I'm telling you, just
so long ago. Like I remember something like that, but I'm like trying to remember.
The man, like he actually like died and he went to heaven.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because he was the one who was actually sitting and letting his life just run away. He was watching TV, all that crazy stuff, but really he wanted to be a pianist.
Yeah.
He ended up passing away and didn't get to do that. So he went back with regret. So he stole another soul spot and snuck back to Earth, came back as a cat. And the soul that didn't want to be here came back as him. I'm telling you.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, like, Soul is one of the ones that I always tell people, like, watch it with an open mind or more.
Who's in that?
Oh, I ain't good at stuff like
that. Okay. All right.
It's an animated movie. So
okay.
It's like voices.
I'm like, oh, I was gonna say Eddie Murphy, but I know that ain't right. But I know that ain't right.
I don't
But
think that's right, but we'll get it. We'll get it.
that ain't right.
Yeah,
But
I don't remember who actually was in it. I could actually.
I'm telling you, that was a good one. Like to where, like I said, it was one of them animated Disney Polix, one of those that you had to really
Yeah.
watch it to understand it type of thing. And
Right.
it just spoke a lot about like, like at some point I feel like a lot of us chose to be here, but because like, the way we come through the wound and come through with the lights and a lot of things, like our memories is almost like wiped away. So the purpose
Right.
is to regain your soul consciousness to where you're able to remember why you are here. So
Right.
say we go through those stages of life, like and spirituality. So just your seven chakras, just divine line and open up all of them, like and really tapping into that higher crown. That's just a whole different. So that kind of like somewhat like relates and reminds me of that. And then even speaking on the Wizard of Oz, like a lot of things are spiritual than they are physical.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a lot of it. And like I talked about like like spirit. I talk about spirituality a lot, and I've talked about. I can't remember. I might have mentioned like the chakras, but I don't think I really got into like the chakras and like opening up and stuff like that. But I did talk about that we choose to be reincarnated, and we pick our parents, and then like the journey through the reincarnation is you go into a soul contract. So you actually do agree to forget your past lives with the with like the like going in, how can I say this? Like with the agreement to remember why you are actually here, like finding your soul's purpose. So it's actually pretty cool, like like how we actually are like spiritually, like we are really like dynamic. Like like seriously, and it's like and I remember talking about this before when I was like when everybody thought that Kanye was going crazy, and then everybody thought Kanye was going crazy, like he was like talking about stuff, and everybody was like, oh, he's like what the hell is going on with him? But it's like looking back at some of the stuff that he was saying, I'm like, yo, he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Like absolutely right. Like yo, bro was on it, like on it. And we like thought he was crazy because he didn't want to deal with Kim no more. And it was just like, well.
And it, that industry is, yeah.
Let me tell you, like, like when you get to a certain point of in life, especially like spiritually, like when stuff just no longer serves you, like it's like it got to go.
And you have to be okay with it though.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people stay stuck, right? Or a lot of people get stuck in certain realms and dimensions of thinking because they won't accept that like, and I feel like it's almost like it's definitely like a feeling in the inside, it's something that you get that starts like tugging on your heart and your spirit that it's time.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't answer that call. So I feel like they get stuck in that stage of life.
Yes. And that is honest. But you know what? I don't even necessarily would say it's the stage of life. It's literally like a mindset. Like they get stuck in that specific mindset. And then that's kind of like where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Like
and with that, it's almost like whatever the mindset controls the stage of life, right?
Oh, definitely.
You think you literally become, right?
You literally become whatever you think.
Yeah. So wherever your thoughts are, that's where you are.
Literally.
And that's where your energy goes as well. So with the mind, I always say your feet can't go where your mind's never been, right? So you think it first and then you move. So that's just what it is.
Literally. Go ahead, Marcus. What you about to say?
Now I was gonna say, could you give an example of somebody being stuck in a certain mindset?
So, all right. Here's how I would put that. So, like, say you have how can I use this as an example? I'm trying to think of like a all right. So say you have somebody who they didn't grow up in like they grew up poor, not necessarily poor, but just say like they grew up less fortunate. Let's just say that. And then like as an adult, they continue to live that cycle versus breaking it. So it's like, you know, whatever they saw with their parents, if they saw their parents work hard for money, then that's what they're going to think. They're always going to think that you have to work hard for money, like in versus, you know, you can manifest money and you can attract money to you, like the law of attraction. And like, you know, especially with something like that, like, you know, manifesting and praying is like it's two different things. Like, you know, so when you get to praying for a lot of stuff, it's like when you look at the definition of a prayer, it's an earnest hope or wish versus manifestation where you get into certainty. So it's like when you have somebody who grows up with the mentality, well, with the mindset that this is what it is. You have to pray or you have to work hard. They're always going to be in that mindset. So what happens is on a energetic level, now you are always going to attract jobs where you have to work hard to earn your money. Okay. Like you're always going to be put in situations where you always have to hope and wish for stuff versus being certain about, I know what this is. Like, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to get. You know, versus saying, oh, I pray that this works out for me. No, this is already working out for me because this is what I want.
Or I would say maybe just that phrase that you hear people say, and this is something that keep a lot of people stuck. It was always this way. I was always this way. I don't really, you know, like when people say or do things like that or have that type of mindset that this is just what it is or it's always been this way, then like I said, it kind of open or leaves no other room for change in the mind because it's already programmed to believe that this is just what it is, to where, like I said, it keeps them stagnant in their thoughts and actions. At least
definitely.
Kind of how and I can't even say that's what I think. That's just from experience, from what I know.
Yeah.
It's harder to persuade someone who's already got their mind made up versus someone who have an open mind.
Listen.
To
so
do
like being
or whatever that thing is that they want to do. A person can have a dream, but if their mindset is stuck in a certain place, they will always talk themselves out of it or find a way to self-sabotage what it is that they're trying to do because their mind is made up to believe that, for one, they're just not really worthy of it, no matter how much they try to convince themselves that they are.
Does that, you think that happens to people though? Like,
absolutely.
No matter how hard they try, like they have a glass ceiling. They're not going to ever go past this point, no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. But you know what? You want to know what it's actually called? It's called limited beliefs.
Yeah.
And I talked about this before because it's like our belief systems are created by the time we are between the ages of 5 and 7. So a lot of us grow up with beliefs that aren't even ours. We have to be able to change the way we believe our life is going to be versus what we have already been told from somebody else. We believe things from other people's experiences. So by the time you get grown, you have it in your head that you got to do this and you got to do that. When in reality, you could change your entire reality by changing your mindset.
Absolutely.
I think that's hard to do, though. I think it's very difficult, especially once you get to a certain age, just to completely change your mindset. I'm not saying it cannot be done, but a lot of people, once you get into your, 30s, 40s, a lot of people are just set in their ways. And, like you said before, like, yo, this is just what it is.
Right.
Why do you think that, though? Why do you think that people just become so stuck where they just can't move forward with a different reality of things?
Comfortable. I don't want to change.
But how comfortable is it?
Like, I mean, if you've been doing this if this is how your life has been for the last 30 years, it's like, shit, motherfucker. Like,
I would say rooted fear.
What's that?
I'll go with that.
Rooted fear is a fear that's planted sometimes that people don't know.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, rooted fear. I'm sorry, I didn't hear what. Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, because sometimes people don't know that they're operating out of fear. Sometimes fear shows up as comfortability. Of being too comfortable. But a lot of times it's just fear of what it will.
I can dig that. I can dig that.
Yeah.
Definitely. But you know what's so crazy? I talked about fear before. Like when you really get into fear on an energetic level, fear is one of the lowest vibrational frequencies you can ever experience. So when you think about fear from that point, just from that standpoint, it makes you really be like, okay, you know what? How do I get out of this? Like, because it's like if you always live in fear, you'll never be able to elevate. Like fear can, okay, so like, we had talked about this before because remember when you were saying like, fear can either help you, okay, what did you say? Marcus?
Oh no, I was my fault. I know you was talking to me, but no, I think sometimes fear can be a good thing. Like, fear will keep your ass alive, and that will keep you out of shit. Like me, I've never been to jail, never been to prison, but there's a fear of it. So there's certain things that I'm not going to do to keep me out of that position.
But here's the thing though, like, I mean, even though like, being in jail or like, being, it's not nothing good, but where did the fear come from?
Other people's experiences. What you may, things that you hear, things that you see on TV. But like I said, I think more so than other people's experiences. Because like I said, I've never been there, but when you hear people talk about it and, you're being pulled away from your family, people you love. So it's like, and then, the stories that you hear that happen in there.
Right.
That's like, yo, like, yeah, that's not a place that I want to be. So I think there's a healthy fear of not wanting to be in that position.
But would you necessarily call that a fear? I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a fear. Like, having a fear of going to jail, that's just more so like, that's just a place I don't want to be versus an actual like fear. So like, because when you, on a flip side, so if you have somebody who wants to start a business and then you have another person that's like, oh, well, I went through so much starting my business and I had to jump through hoops and do this and do that, that could discourage somebody. And then there goes that fear that this could happen to me too. When in reality, that's what they went through. That's not what you're going to go through, but that could put somebody in a position to be fearful of starting their own business. So when you look at it like that, would you say that, not wanting to go to jail would be considered a fear?
I think it could be considered a fear if you don't want certain things to happen to you. Like, yo, I don't want another dude trying to do stuff to me when I'm, what I'm saying? I don't want to wake up and it's a dude, you know what I mean? That's like, so that's, I think most dudes would have a fear of that. No, you don't think so?
I mean, just not funny. Like, I mean, not funny, but like when you think about it, it's like, damn, like that's definitely a story that you hear about when you hear jail stories. Like,
yeah, like yo, and I'm not a big dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not trying to be up in that motherfucker.
That's hilarious. Well, I mean, it's not hilarious, but it's like when you think about it, I mean,
but I think there are two different kinds of fears, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like the one you were talking about, as far as starting a business, yeah, what you went through, you know what I mean, may not happen for me. I'm still gonna try. But somebody giving me, their experience locked up, I'm not gonna be like, well, let me go try it. You know what I'm saying? Because my experience may not be like yours. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're two different kind of fears.
Definitely. Oh, Shawnee, but you got something to say?
What about fears?
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's I don't know. Everybody have those based off of their own experience, with life, and
Yeah,
that's just
definitely.
how I look at it.
I used to have a fear of being rejected as far as women are concerned.
Right.
Then I had a home.
Evidence appearing real.
Yeah. So, then I had a homie tell me like, yo, like the worst thing they could tell you was no.
Right. That's what I'm like. Yeah.
So once I got that in my mind, it was like, shit. All right, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
But actually, the worst thing they could say is ill no, not just no. Like, somebody saying ill no to you is like real wild.
What is ill now?
Yeah. Like, ill no. What made you think I would talk to you, nigga? You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, yeah, because that's harsh for real.
yeah.
Like that sounds crazy.
Just ignore me. Just leave me on red. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just to be like,
I mean, as women, how would you feel? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all shoot y'all shot. Is that a thing? Is that something y'all would do? If you're a single woman, would you shoot your shot at somebody?
I never really had to, but
like most women.
If it's somebody I like, yeah.
Now, how do you feel? How do you feel if he's like, hell nah?
I've never experienced that, so
just try to put yourself in that situation. How would you feel?
Probably like,
I
don't know. Like, I feel like you gotta be hit with it to know what you're gonna do. I don't know. Like, but definitely, I don't know.
So y'all really haven't dealt with much rejection as far as the opposite sex is concerned. As a man, we deal with that shit on a regular basis.
I guess that it could be more so of, I wouldn't necessarily say like rejection, but like
something don't work out that you might have wanted to work out, or somebody that don't maybe liking you as much as you like them,
right?
Type that. But I wouldn't say necessarily like reject it.
Like,
so I do like something that LaShawn said. It went. Oh, just real quick, just off subject, real fast. I'm sorry. Do you guys feel like a man needs to love a woman more than a woman loves a man for the relationship to work?
No.
Okay. Okay. I hear a lot of women say he has to like me more than I like him.
First off, you should be loving yourself more than you love anybody else. So here's the thing about that, because
it depends what type of woman you are too. Because I don't need nobody. I just constantly on my back.
Like, well, you get into that phase of like self-love, because a lot of people think that self-love is being selfish. Like, no, let me tell you something about self-love, okay? Because self-sacrifice is where now you getting into low vibrational behaviors, okay? Mm-hmm. When you love yourself, you don't need nobody to love you, okay? Like, the thing about it is, when you carry that self-love with you, you're going to attract somebody who's going to love you just as much as you love yourself, versus attracting a person that you need to love you. Does that make sense? Because it's like, listen here, I don't need you to love me. I already love me. I love the fuck out of me. So the only thing that you're here to do is to piggyback off of me.
And that's really how it goes. Like, so I think like reciprocation is big, right? So energy, right? We transfer, like, and I'm like an energy person just regardless. Like, so I feel before you even speak type thing. Like, so it's like one of those, like, if I feel and you feel, we rocking. Like, so I feel like chemistry never lasts, energy never lasts, right?
Never.
So I've always been big on that part. Like, and I feel like you already know whether, we be knowing.
I'm sorry, I'm pulling up comments. I don't know if y'all can see them on the screen.
I'm looking, because this is when a woman hear rejection these days, they be like, you ain't all that. what is it?
I didn't even see that.
And all of a sudden, that dude is like, gay. I'm like, what? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I've ever seen anything go that. I mean, nothing has never gone that far with me. Like, who labels somebody as gay just because? What a rejection! That is absolutely insane.
And that's my man. That's my man, Ronnie. What's going on, Ronnie?
Insane, though.
I feel like no, he got a point because I feel like that's what's happening to a lot of men that might reject women, you know, today. Like that's the first thing girls try to say now is they gay. Like, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
definitely. Then we can see with the next, you know, but you missed this whole lie and narrative about this man when he just wasn't interested.
That'd be the first thing shorties go to when they get butt hurt. Nigga must be gay.
That's the first thing. Definitely.
Swear, definitely. That is definitely what. Yeah. Okay. So now, all right, that makes a lot more sense now that y'all put it like that. Because that, but you know what? That just comes with. I think that really just comes from behind an action. That is from the actual individual. That's an individual thing. That has something to do with the with the person. Because if you are like, I mean, we have to be able to get to a level to where understanding that communication is okay. And I think that that's like the biggest thing here, because a lot of people, we can't have healthy conversations because a lot of people feel like that if you don't agree with somebody, that somehow they're wrong or you're wrong or there's a right or wrong here when two opinions are different. And that is not the case. Like, you know, like if he's not feeling you, he's not feeling you. That's okay. Like, you know, go on, move on. You just move on. Like, that's it. Instead of being butthurt about it and saying, oh, now he's gay. He's not gay. He just doesn't like you. And it's free will not to.
Illy said, that's what they be doing at school. The girls be mad when you don't want them. They gotta,
but that's another thing though, like.
Dog, women are something else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna say, like, you know, when we talk about rejection, you know what I'm saying?
Get to it.
So I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? You wanna be intimate with your shorty, whatever the case is. She'll tell you no, turn you down. All right, cool. Let y'all man turn you down. Look, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it like that?
I don't. But you see, here's the thing, though. Like, all right, so like before that used to get to me, but like now that I don't know, because like sex is in a different category to me now. Like, you know, beforehand it used to be like something that was like, you know, like that was like needed, but now it's like I don't really care for it. Like, you know, like I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, like
must be a woman thing.
No, it's like,
nah, dudes, we be needing it. We be needing that shit.
It's okay, like I'm not necessarily. I don't need it. It's an activity to me. Like
the lustfulness is gone. Like when I say, like, and women, and that because I could really agree with you, Sandra, on this one. Like I always like refer to it like I don't have the spirit of lust anymore.
Right.
I'm not saying that I'm not, you know, sexual or anything, but at the like there was like a different urgency, like at a certain point, right? That it was almost like a less, like, you know, like it was
like I had to have it.
Yeah, it was crazy, like something. To now at this age, like I can agree, like that's just not something that
I'm talking about. Y'all you're in a relationship with somebody. You're married. It's not like you're lusting after, you know, this person, that person, this person. You're in a relationship with this guy. How long y'all think he
reject you?
Not tonight, baby. I'm tired. I had a long day. I did 16 hours.
Okay, good night.
And then that's that. And then that turns into a week.
That's interesting.
Look at that. Listen to that.
Sure, now we can communicate. Hey,
don't you start them cooking.
Is there something that we need to discuss? Is there something happening?
Right.
You know,
so now that's kind of where, like, you know,
everything okay?
But you see how the conversations are different between us? Most dudes, we just kind of, take it on the chin like, all right, I'm gonna go handle it myself.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
And you have the mature, and then you have the mature, and
Okay.
they.
I mean, you would much rather your dude handle it himself than go out and find it somewhere else, right?
But the thing is though, like especially like if we're in a relationship, marriage, something like that, like okay, so like what's the real deal with handling it yourself? Like why can't you just wait until I'm ready?
Because I want some now.
Well, what's the difference? Like if it's now or if it's tomorrow?
I mean, I'm gonna still take it tomorrow, but I want to get this off today. You know what I'm saying? Why do I have to wait?
But why is it a waiting game?
You tell me.
Like it's just like it's something that comes with it. It shouldn't really be like, well, like you gotta ask for it or like, yeah.
Nah, some people make dates, you know what I mean, to do so.
What?
Man, listen, there's a lot of dudes out there that people are in sexless marriages. It happens. It definitely happens.
Well, that's a conversation.
I mean, I see a lot of guys on social media talking about when they get married, as time goes on, they get it less and less.
Well, you know what? We can actually talk about marriage.
I've never been that. You guys married? Have been married?
I'm not married, and I will never, ever get married.
All right.
Nope. See, here's the thing about marriage. Okay. For one, it's a person jail, but like besides that, how I feel about marriage is everybody has a soulmate. I truly, honestly believe that everybody has a soulmate, and when you find your person, you already know. You know from the beginning that is your person. There's no ring, there's no amount of money, nothing else that is going to solidify that but you two. So when it actually comes to the idea of marriage, it was from the Bible. And if you have watched previous podcasts of mine, you already know how I feel about the Bible, which is just a book. So when you look at it from a different standpoint, from a government standpoint, marriage is another way for them to be in your business, because now you have this so-called significant other that they can use to tax you and to do this and to do that, and it's like where in the Bible, in this book, does it say that you have to pay to get married? You got to pay for a marriage certificate. So you got to pay to get married before you even get married.
And
you got to pay to be married, and then you got to pay for the wedding itself.
Yeah, and it's the only license you get that you can't renew.
Listen to me.
I think you should. I did an episode about that before too. I think every so often you should be able to say, "Hey, we don't want to do this anymore. We're not going to renew our marriage license."
So you have to renew your marriage license?
No, there is no renewal. It's you're married, and when you don't want to get married, you're divorced. But I'm saying that I think that you should, like however many years, what is it? 5 years you got to go get, or is it 3 years for your license, driver's license?
Yeah, like renewal and
okay, like
every so often, gun license. I think that's every 5 years you have to go renew a fishing license, hunting license. You always have to renew them or get them every so often. But with a marriage license, you don't have to do that.
You have to have a license to be married.
I agree.
That's the thing.
I mean, because it is a business, though, correct?
Right. See, that's what I'm saying. Though. Like at the end of the day, like if you have to have a marriage to be licensed, why is it something that you actually like? I don't know. When I be getting my master's and I just be thinking, because it just doesn't make sense to me as to why you need to have a license to be married to the love of your life. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Like, but we have but right now I don't want to offend nobody here because I may say something that somebody might
And some
like.
marriages last forever.
Listen here. We have been programmed
I don't know many of those no more.
to believe that you have to do this. And if you don't, you are somehow put in some type of category where it's like, oh, well, she's not married. So, then there's something going on with her, or she can't keep a man, or there's relationship issues. When at the end of the day, it could just be somebody like me who's like, I'm not going to follow the program. Like, at the end of the day, if I have my person, I have my person. I don't need a certificate that I have to pay for to be certified under a government for somebody to tell me that that's the person that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. Crazy.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Easy work.
Crazy.
Wait, what Gene say?
What'd you say?
It's crazy work.
Oh, okay. I thought he said something about it's work. But that's another thing about marriages. They be like, yo, it's hard work. Like, I don't want to work fucking hard.
But see, at the end of the day, I feel like that because now that you have this certificate, that's what puts the stress on the relationship. When everything was fine before you got married, before you got the certificate, before you you paid for this $25,000 wedding, everything was okay. Now it's like
Juice.
I think that
Yes, bomb.
I don't know. Like I always say, I feel like there's always a deeper meaning to everything. But we know that our government definitely got their hands on a lot of things, right? But I do believe in like at a certain sense, because even when we speak of a soulmate, that's a covenant, right? That's a tie. That's something that's rooted together and being connected by God or through God or whatever your belief may be, right? So in some sense, it is still there. But I think because of what our government do and what they always turn things for their good and for their benefit, right? So I think that because they have changed, just made it into a business like they did everything else, this is why it is the way it is. And I feel like this is why a lot of people fear marriage. This is why a lot of people shy away from it, because of what they made it to be today.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because I do believe that it was probably something, because I feel like, when you look at just life in itself, male, female, yin, yang, good, bad, evil, good, what, there's always an opposite to one another, to something, right? So that's just, just when you look at the cycle of life, like it's destined for that man and woman to be one at some sense. But I don't know, that I agree with what they're doing now. No, I don't think so.
But I mean, like when you think about the government, well, they could be.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I don't even.
When you really think about what they do, everything is done for a reason.
Absolutely.
There's definitely a reason as to why you have to get a license to be married in the United States. Just think about that for a minute. When you think about that, then it's just like, okay, so what is the real reason behind this? Like, but here's the thing though, you can legally change your last name.
Yeah. I mean, it's all just control. Like everything, what it comes down to is control, right?
But do you really have to have the last name to be bonded as one? To be considered as one, I guess, but
no, because I feel like once you go before and you have your witnesses or whatever, they boom, and y'all swear or whatever, then that's it. The license is just something that they tell you to do. But I feel like once you go through the ceremony or the ritual, because that's what it is.
Definitely.
You already, you know what I mean?
Definitely. So okay, so how would y'all feel about that? Do you think that if you were to meet your person, would you go through a whole celebration? Or, I mean, not necessarily a celebration, like would you get the license or would you just go and change your last name?
I think, because I'm reading some stuff about it, on Google right now, and I do understand when they talk about the legal aspect of it. You know what I mean? And let's say you buy a house together, and things like that have to be legally, divided, or we're going to sell it, or what are we going to do? Who's keeping the house and all of that type of stuff. So I guess from a legal standpoint, I kind of do understand it, but I don't think that you should necessarily have to have this piece of paper to say, hey, I'm really with this person.
Now, what about the ring? Because everybody always talks about the ring. The man doesn't love you if he doesn't get this gorgeous, beautiful, big ring.
Listen, I'm a justice of a peace type motherfucker. So it's like, yo, let's go to the JP. Let's have a big ass party and people give us money. And you know what I'm saying? Depending on how much money we get you a ring with that shit.
Do you even need one? What does it really symbolize, though?
I was just reading about this the other day because a guy who listens to my podcast all the time, he engages on my social media a lot too. He said that's not of our culture. That's not from us. So I did a little research on it, really real quick. And from what I read, it comes from ancient Egypt culture.
Oh, really?
That's what I read. You know what I mean? But I mean, I think it depends on, who you're talking to. A lot of women, they say only get married for the wedding and the ring. So depending on what kind of woman you have, if she's not really big on the ring or, so I've seen people get tattoo rings.
I've seen that too.
So I don't know. How do y'all feel? Do y'all, if a man proposes to you, do you want a ring?
Don't propose to me.
Don't propose to you at all, huh? So so a guy does propose to you. Let's say he does it in public. Are you telling him yes just to save face, or you automatically like, yo, no?
So the conversation is going to be had way beforehand. Like, don't propose to me. I'm not getting married. I mean, like, okay, so like, I would probably be willing to do like some type of celebration between our families, but as far as like us actually getting legally married, that'll never happen, ever.
I don't know. Like I said, because life is interesting, right? So I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say I'm not getting married, but that's just not. And if I do, absolutely, ice me out, baby.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, yo, if it happens, it happens. If not, then Now, how do y'all feel about women proposing to men?
Oh no! Hold on. Because there's actually a comment.
That's Moosey, Sandy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't even know she was okay. Cool. So she says, "What's your fear?" So I don't have a fear of being married. I just think it's bullshit.
Hold on, let me get my cup.
So that's kind of how I feel about. That's how I feel about marriage. I feel like it's a joke. Like, well, not necessarily a joke. I wouldn't say the marriage is a joke, but how it's presented to us. And the way that it's presented to us, I feel like that it's only there it's put there for a reason. Yeah. And I just feel like I'm not going to participate in to be benefited off of.
Yeah, but what about just being bonded to one person forever? I mean, like at the end of the day, I think certain people, they fulfill a purpose in your life. You might have somebody who you may be rocking with, they have a couple kids, and then maybe time to move on to something else. But marriage is like you're gonna be with this one pussy for the rest of your life.
And listen, I don't know if Jen can hear me.
I get bored. We don't call him that one. We call him the creepy nigga in the back.
Oh, my fault. But listen, I'll never forget, yo. My mom got so upset with me, and I was probably in my late teens. We married. The topic of marriage that came up for whatever reason, but I was like, I don't know if I'm okay with waking up to the same woman every day for the rest of my life. So you telling me we get married at 21 until I die? This is the only shit I'm supposed to be hitting for the rest of my life? Bro, come on, man.
I be saying, like, I feel like you should wait, like, experience some stuff, go do what you want to do before you be just stuck with somebody doing what they want to do or whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm like, dude. I don't agree.
I don't agree with people getting married in their 20s. Now, people who do it, cool, great. If it works out, awesome. But like, come on, bro.
No.
You're missing a lot out there. You're missing a lot. But some people get with a person and be like, yo, this is all I need. This is great. This is perfect. This is the only person I want to be with.
And that's really fun. Like, that's cool with that. Like, but I mean, I don't know.
And ladies may get tired of the same dick at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like,
yeah, that's what that comment. Yeah,
men is getting all men. If you getting tired of the vagina, just know your woman may be getting tired of your dick. So at the end of the day, you gonna slide in some other vagina. She gonna slide in. It just is what it is at the end of the day.
And
you know
sometimes
what I mean?
I feel
I
like
agree.
if relationships were more transparent, then a lot of things will last longer. But you get a lot of people who are, scared to say what they need and what they want. Sometimes
I was-
just at that time, and that's
I was just
where
about to say that when we talked about the fear, I think a lot of dudes don't really say how they feel to women out of the fear that she may leave me.
Yep.
It's like, listen, baby, I want to fuck hoes, but she's not gonna be cool with that.
But think about it though, like when it comes to stuff like that, like if you can't if you can't talk to your woman, then like where does that fear really come from? Like, is that always been a fear? Like, because I feel like sometimes like when you get to certain things like that, like when you're in a relationship with somebody, there's really shouldn't be nothing that you shouldn't be able to discuss. But when communication is the issue, like that's something that comes way before that relationship. Like, it didn't just start with that relationship. Like, if you can't talk to your woman, or if you can't tell your woman, like, this is something that I'm not okay with, or like I don't like when you do that, or like if y'all can't have that open communication, like what is really the point for one of being together, and for two, it's like why can't you do that? Is that her fault or is that your fault?
I mean,
I think a lot of relationships start off with sex. There is no communication. The communication is through sex. Right? They do. Most of
them. Isn't sex communication though?
What?
That's a good point.
But look, that's what I said. The communication is sex, because that's it. And then we get in these relationships thinking that we supposed to have like, you see what I'm saying? I feel like that's what happens a lot.
Then like people be like, oh, why do people's relationships go crazy after a baby's born? Well, when you only started out just having sex, and then what happens when you have too much sex?
Is there a such thing as too much?
Yeah, there's a such thing as too much sex.
Wow, never heard that before.
Such thing as too much sex?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Too much sex is when you get pregnant.
I guess it depends on the sign. I mean, Aries are like fire signs. I'm an Aries, so at the end of the day, the sex drive is going to be what it is.
Who's an Aries? I'm an Aries
signs
too.
Got different sex drives. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm an Aries too.
Preach. Oh, shit. You know what it is then.
That's what I said. Like you gotta know it's called self-discipline, and you gotta know how to tame it. But I will say, as Aries, we do have a very high sex drive, and I would never play you on that part. And as a man, I'm sure yours is probably more intense than mine, like honestly.
So what do you do when your partner's drive doesn't match yours?
Sometimes as that's a deal breaker for me.
But I mean, at first everything is cool. The energy is matching.
My energy attracts me, so I don't really have that, that issue. I never really had it for real.
Okay.
How many men do you need to be okay in a relationship? I don't know what that means. What do you mean? How many men do you need to be okay in a relationship?
What are we talking about?
I don't know what that means. Like, what do you mean? How many men do I need? Do I need to be okay? What?
That's wild.
What she said, because you said you don't.
They must be transposing all this Aries talk onto you. They must be thinking this shit hard.
How many men do you? I only need one to be okay in a relationship.
To be
now, listen.
Are you referring it back to the marriage thing? I'm just trying to, because I don't know.
I say 3.
This is crazy.
Wait, 3 what? 3 at what?
3.
At one time?
Hey, she said something though. Hold on. I feel like she got something there, because you may need one person for each thing. Like one person may need this, one person may do this, one person may do that, one person may do the other. You may need a couple that do different things.
Yeah.
So how are we feeling about poly relationships?
I ain't here for that. I don't get into that. I'm just saying.
what's so crazy?
Me myself, I let people, but me, no. Okay. I'm too territorial. I'm an Aries.
Oh man.
I'm not against it, like, but I would never do it. But the thing about it is, I have been in plenty of them.
Right.
Unwillingly. Right. Right.
So that's the sense. So no, I don't rock with them. I don't rock with them.
I'm not saying that I'm against it, just for the simple fact, because like the situation behind it was like, it was unbeknownst to me, and then when I found out, it was a whole shit show. But like, I wouldn't necessarily be against it, but I don't think I could see myself being in one, but
well, see, my perfect scenario for it is like, yo, y'all don't have to deal with each other. Yeah, y'all are cordial. Y'all, when you see each other, you speak, hey, how you doing, all of that type of stuff. But
they do with each other.
Huh?
They do.
No, what I'm saying is my perfect scenario would be y'all, if let's say I got two shorties, y'all don't have to deal with each other. We all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just wanted to be understood. I deal with both of you, and y'all are okay with it. Now, do y'all think most? I don't want to say most people. Do y'all think most men, that's an ideal situation for it? Like, if they can pick the two women that they really want, they would do it.
Absolutely.
Of course, definitely. Definitely.
But for y'all,
that could be ideal for some women too.
I was going to say there's a lot of women.
Because
most dudes ain't dealing with that.
No, but
you're right.
I'm just saying most dudes is not gonna be cool with like, it depends on the situation. Like there's dudes who, all right, like, I love her, bro. She gotta do, okay, I'm cool with playing the side. That's cool. I have no, some dudes have no issue with that. But like for us both to be like your main dudes, I don't think a lot of guys are going for that.
But what is considered a main dude? Like
numero uno. We both think we know numero uno.
But if y'all treat it the same, it's different. Like, okay, so if you're in a poly relationship, like, what girl is number one or what girl is number two? It's like, if you won't be in a relationship,
all number one.
Yeah, there ain't no number one and number two. Y'all the same.
There's no number system. It's just
y'all the same.
All together.
That's it.
All it together now. Things are looking good, getting better now.
No.
Seriously, that's crazy.
My first personality wouldn't allow that. I'm first.
Not the two, but the one. That's it.
I hear you. I feel it.
But like, when it comes to that, like, does a number really matter?
I don't rate myself as a number because I'm first for myself. So I wouldn't allow anyone to treat me as an option, So I think it comes down to like kind of like how you see yourself and how you respect your own self. So like I said, for me, I'm selfish with me just in general.
So you're the priority.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be though? That don't make sense to me.
I got two priorities.
That's on you.
Just so like when you got I'm just saying, like when y'all got kids, you got more than one kid, you got multiple priorities.
You said correct me if I'm wrong. Marcus said correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm just saying, man. That's all.
And I'll be like, I don't got kids. So once again, I don't understand the logic.
You don't got no kids?
You don't got no kids?
Oh shit. You don't want any? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to get all up in your business. I apologize. My fault.
Is that a conspiracy theory or no?
Oh shit.
Trying to figure out how to answer this. I know.
Kids is not the same. That's like, that was that. Kids is not the same, Mike. Okay, my bad. I'm just saying, they're priorities though.
Kids for forever, So I think that has a lot to do with it, and just that haven't been my life path, honestly.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I don't know.
I agree.
There's
I mean, I love my kids to death, but if I could go back and do it again, you know, it may be.
I'm with you on that, bro.
Think
I'm
about
with
it.
you on that.
That's all I hear
Sure.
people say. Even my sisters, like they love their kids. They're some of the greatest moms, but they tell me all the time, like, don't do it. Like,
Like,
for real.
I got 4 kids. Like I took humping too far.
You
Yeah.
say you took humping too far?
Too far.
Oh.
Like, come on, man.
I feel it.
Told me at 16, like, you're gonna be a mother of 4. I'm like, I'll close my coochie myself.
Okay.
4 kids?
Who got 5 kids?
No, I have 4, but I'm saying that I said the
Nah, I see.
Laura got 5 kids. Laugh out loud. Just playing.
Nah, I got 4 of them things though.
Oh, you got 4. You want to say who got 5? Like,
Yeah, I got 4. I got
Mark,
4
you
of them
got 5?
things. Hell no, I got 4.
Oh, okay.
whole piece chicken nugget.
I'm done though. I'm thinking about going to get, you know what I'm saying, snipped up.
Yeah, that's the move.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Really?
I mean, I got my tubes out. Well, I was done. After that last one, I said, yeah, this is never gonna happen ever in life. In this life, I'm done. I was done after 3, and then like 4, I was like, okay, you know what?
Well, what's one more?
Nah.
Just bring them on.
That's crazy.
But listen, I'm not
Damn.
even gonna bullshit y'all though. Like, if I had the finances to be able to take care of them, I'd have an army of the motherfuckers.
Yeah, because you don't actually like kids. Kids are fun. They
Yeah.
are.
I just can't.
Even more fun when you have them like with the right person. Like, they're really cool. Like, you know, because they didn't really get to experience like, you know, the full house stuff. Like, you know, the mom, the dad, all of that. But I mean, like,
they're the best in their babies.
I experienced both. Like, you know, like having a child with the father and then like without the father. So it's like you know, the percentage rate of our broken families is insane. But it's like, you know, we really gotta get back to that community.
But I seen something today where they said it was a stat. I think it was from the CDC that said 55.2% of, I don't know, I think it's black men don't have kids.
Don't have kids.
They don't have kids. 55.2% of black men don't have kids, which basically means that this high percentage of women are all getting knocked up by this small percentage of men.
Oh my God.
But I could believe it. I could believe that.
That I didn't know, but
I could believe that.
Very interesting to know.
Because look, when you look around, everybody dead be the same.
Oh my God. Especially when you live in little cities like this.
Yeah.
Oh, and listen, I live in a city that has 9,000 people in it.
Aliquippa.
There you go.
And everybody's family out that bitch.
Facts.
Nigga, everybody's family out there.
Hell yeah. Which is crazy. Which is real wild. It really is. But, you know, y'all know how it go. Y'all got some Aliquippa ties. You do? You got family that live in Aliquippa?
I actually do. No, you know what? You're right. That's crazy because I do from my dad's side.
Hold on, no. T lives in Hopewell.
No,
same thing. That's a 15001 zip code. It's Aliquippa.
A couple of his brothers, and it was so crazy because I met the girl. Her last name, she was like the same last name as my dad. And I was like,
you know,
you know my dad.
So wait, what's your dad last name?
Yes, that's my dad.
Like, I used to work at a nursing home, and I met like one of his nieces or cousins or something like that. I was like,
holy shit.
Yeah,
I didn't even know nothing about your pops. I'm thinking we talking about T.
No, that's like, yeah. But I mean, like, you see how small it is.
Yeah.
How small it is my dad and then my cousin, like, yeah.
So Anita said, is it weird to date men with no kids and you got kids?
That's a good question. I don't think that's weird.
I don't think it's weird.
I think it be weird on our part is, like having the children, but would it be weird on the man's part? Like, okay, so well, Shawnee, but you don't have any kids, so like, how do you feel about dating men who have kids?
I don't.
Good.
Oh shit. So listen, I in my opinion though, I think it's a little different. Because majority of the time, when women have kids, their kids live with them. All of them, for the most part. Dudes, you know what I mean? If he got 6, 7 kids, there's a good chance all of them kids don't live with them.
Right.
So I think it's easier possibly maybe for women to date men with kids than it is for a man to, it's like, damn, I want to go out. I want to take you somewhere. You got to get a sitter. Damn, you can't find no sitter. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't want to call it baggage, but you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that you have to go through to even court this woman who's got a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Or not, just a few.
Yeah. Now I try to stay away from them, but they be liking me, but I stay away from them.
Yo, shorties with no kids, that's prime meat right there.
Oh,
That's what I stay away from them. Gotta go. See? Gotta go. Like,
oh man, no. See, but what is that though? What is it though? Like, like women without children, like to men are like, oh my god,
It's golden. It means the vagina hasn't been all stretched out.
that's crazy.
And it ain't been all shot up in.
Y'all sickening.
All crazy.
Okay, so I'm gonna chalk both of y'all. Okay, so like one, before, like, what? Okay, I just haven't gotten pregnant yet, and then 2, like, what do you mean? Like,
I mean, then there's a lot of shorties out there who've had a lot of deletions.
Yeah, well, no, I'm not one of those either.
I'm just saying. I heard you couldn't use the A word on social media anymore. I don't know how true that is.
crazy.
Don't it though?
Deletion is like, wow, that's like real powerful.
Can you say the real thing without getting banned or something? Will Facebook take you down if you say the real word?
I heard on YouTube that they, I think it's for people who like monetize. You know what I mean? Like they'll demonetize you for saying certain things, but
You probably say like AD or something.
What do you?
Yeah, this whole censorship is just crazy.
Well, since you brought it up, like, what do you think the conspiracy is behind that?
What do you mean? Censorship?
Overturning Roe versus Wade.
Oh, I did a show about that Roe v. Wade. I mean, I don't know if it's a conspiracy thing, but I feel like the dominant society's numbers are really low. They're being taken over by other groups of people. So we got to do something to have the dominant society to have more children and not delete them.
Well,
but at the same time, with that being said, is like, the other groups of people aren't able to do any deletion either. So it's like,
how is that gonna work?
Right.
See, that's why it's always listen to them. Always the reason behind something. This is always done for a reason. So it's like
The term deletion, that's crazy work right there.
deletion is real.
That's cool. I can't even get over that. I'm like, deletion, damn.
Like that's sheesh.
That's what I was told you got to say now. Deletion.
Well,
yeah. Well, can I play a conspiracy video real quick? Just real fast, if y'all don't mind. All right, let me see something real fast. Because this was one that I was kind of reading about. I was young when this happened, so I didn't really know Princess Diana when she got when she was out of here in that car accident, and they were saying about a conspiracy behind that whole thing. But hold on,
about what she knew about them, the secret.
No, about who she was dealing with. I believe the guy who she was dating at the time, his name was Dodi Fayed.
Yeah.
And this is this right here. Can y'all see this?
You believe there was a conspiracy to kill Dodi?
They been murdered. Dodi and Diana been murdered, definitely. I am the father who knows everything, who follow up everything, who see things, because because I am the one who been hit by the tragedy.
Who would want them dead? And why would anyone want to kill them, Dodie and Diana?
Because they still don't accept that Dodi, my son, an Egyptian and Muslim, can be the stepfather of the future king, right?
You believe
And there's that.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so like that's the first time I've ever seen anything.
What's that?
I've never seen like that video of them saying because of what they just said, his religion or whatnot. But I do know that I seen one where they was saying like because of that affair, that was one of the reasons why, and then because of other things that she knew about the family.
Now that
Too much melanated. Too much melanin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dodie was black.
Egyptian.
Uh-huh. Okay. Oh.
So there's that.
That's that.
Mhm.
Like that's crazy. See,
So I don't know. As I got older, I never really wanted, believe. It was hard to believe. Like, y'all always have paparazzi around y'all. So now all of a sudden, y'all crashed because of it this time.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I feel like everything is planned.
Of course, definitely.
Everything is intentional,
Yeah.
and everything they do is for a reason.
Mm. Because listen here, but the thing about it is like, here's what I really don't like about. So like social media, like you can learn a lot from social media, but there are people who put so much bullshit on the internet and be like, oh yeah, this is what it is, this is what it is. So it's so easy for something to be labeled as misinformation when then that's how you get the conspiracy theories, because now it's like these be the motherfuckers that really be telling us the truth. But it's now it can be labeled as misinformation because you have so many people that just want to be seen. They'll say anything. Like they'll say anything. So it's like you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. But like when you really get into when you really start to think about stuff when just from your own experiences, it's like, all right, now something really ain't sitting right with me. Like it ain't sitting right with me. It just doesn't make fucking sense. Doesn't make sense. I don't know. That's just me. I always like listen because I question everything.
You're supposed to.
Everything. I question
Yeah,
everything.
I do too. That used to kind of get me in trouble when it came to religion, though.
Oh,
Y'all know how church and around be.
Yeah.
listen. I don't like talking about religion is like I don't know because I mean like I'll talk about it. Like I mean I really don't care, but it's like to other people that really be like they're set in stone. Like and people will like go head on with you in a collision about religion when it's just like, I'll be like, girl, it's a goddamn.
Yeah, people won't die about what they believe.
Absolutely.
That's why
That's the thing, though.
Strongest things that controls a lot of things. Like
here's the thing, though, about like religion. Like, how will we know about it if it wasn't even tied to us? That's why I said, like, we get belief systems from other people.
Mhm.
Like that belief came from our parents, that came from our mother, from their mothers, and like like that was something that was actually passed down to us. Like that's not even really a part of our own belief system. So it's just like, how can you argue somebody down to the nail about something that was like you ain't even like it wasn't even taught to you that like it didn't come from your experience. This is from the experience of somebody else.
We're in the last days, ma'am.
That's what they say.
Yeah, I'll be like, yo, I've been hearing that shit all my life.
Oh,
My mama been hearing that shit all her life.
like,
And my grandma been hearing that shit all her life. So it's like, yo, come on, man.
And I always say one thing about it, people always recite that same, but they always miss the true message in it. Because, like I say, everything has a root word and a root cause to it. So when you break down what that really means, a lot of it, even when people talk about the end of the world, a lot of it is really like the end of a state of a consciousness, the end of evolution, right? An end of something, because like everything has to kind of replenish itself at a point in time. The mind, the body, earth, everything. So when you look at it, it's like, no, like, yeah, this, when they say the world, that's like this realm of consciousness is in
Y'all hear it? Like,
not necessarily us, but that old belief system. Because if you look, this is what's happening, it's being exposed. The old world, the old religion is being destroyed. A lot of people are becoming free. And when I say free within their mind, free within the state of consciousness, being able to elevate themselves to really govern and understand what's happening on this plane at this time. So I just be like, it's all in what you know. And you have to study and do the research for yourself. I feel like everything we do always came from another person's thought or imagination or curiosity, even the books that we read. So everything could be questioned down back all the way to, I don't know, since we start keeping track of history. And it's all based off of someone else's experience. So the best thing you could do is figure out who you are and create your own. And that's just how I feel, because all these systems are being dismantled at this point.
It's like, yo, I just try to be a good person, man. That's it. At the end of the day, I just want to be a good person. And like I ask motherfuckers all the time, y'all know anybody in heaven or hell?
Listen to me, and it'd be so crazy because I'd be thinking to that.
Like, where are you going?
Like, where are you going? Like,
even as you going somewhere to go.
They had a couple people who said they went to heaven who died and came back. There's a couple people out there who said they done did it.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I do be watching those videos though. I do. I checked a few out.
But here's the thing though.
But there's a spiritual realm, right? So we can't dismiss it. You definitely could have ascended to a different planet. Like, I mean, you can. And that's what so when we say heaven, even when you think of the firmament and how they describe the Bible, it's literally sitting right outside of this dome, right? It's not as far as we think we are. The sun and the moon and the stars is in here with us. I'm just trying to, and I don't want to go too far on that, but
go.
I ain't going. No,
I love it. You can go because listen, I'm right behind you because I love it. I love it. People gotta come on.
Nothing is outside of here, right? And that's just there's a lot of things, yes, because like I said, there's different. How can I say it? Like there's Earth. There's many of those, but different stages of them. Like, so there's a makeup of, when you really look at the real map, it's like different planets for real, but different beings. So there are many gods. The gods that they speak, there's many. Those are real. Many gods. It's not just one.
So is there one God that's superior to the other ones?
I believe that there is.
Like, this is top dog God.
Energy. Yeah, I believe that there is one.
Yeah, the top dog God is you.
Source that created.
I will not argue that. I will not argue what my man said.
The Bible even tells us, greater is he that's in you, is always saying that you shall do greater things. So that's been telling you the whole time that the power is in you. You are the God you're looking for.
There you go. I just dropped the whole video. That's on my story. I am God. We are searching for something that's within us.
Oh my God.
I don't know how else other to explain it. I am God.
It's really not that hard to explain. Like, when you think about it, like, it's just like you have to. And this is what I was talking about. Like, when I first was talking about with spirituality on my podcast, I was saying everything that you need is already in you. We look so much for outside shit like liquor, alcohol, smoking, addiction, all of that stuff to fix broken stuff that's inside of us. Listen to me, at the end of the day, all healing is self-healing. Mm-hmm. That's it. You have the ability to heal yourself. Your body has the ability to heal itself. And when you get into that concept of things, it's no longer I'm looking for on the outside for somebody to do something to help me. No, help your fucking self. And people like, but see, that's the thing though. A lot of people get mad at me because they don't understand like where I'm actually coming from, like the mindset that I'm coming from. When I think about it, it's like, like, oh, if your friend need motivation, like, okay, yeah, that's okay, that's cool. But at the end of the day, I can say whatever I want to say to you. But if you don't really feel like that, what I'm saying ain't gonna do shit. You are your motivator.
There you go.
You're your motivator. You are your preacher. You are your healer. You are everything that you need. Literally everything that you want, everything that you need is already inside of you.
Preach.
Yep.
Manifest, you can add power to it. But what if we were taught? That death was something to fear, and it really is not? What if death is actually the reward? Because if they keep you alive, they can keep you alive long enough to monetize you and do all type of slave you and all type of things, get you a slave to the systems and the program that you're under. But what if death is truly the freedom?
It is.
Because everyone keeps on saying, don't fear death, I don't want to die, I don't want to live. But maybe death is, it was taught to us that we should fear it, but really death may just be the freedom. And they, that's why they have these, I don't want to go too heavy because I'm talking about anti-suicide, all type of stuff. but they have that. Why they going so heavy on suicide? I feel like some people who may have done that, and I'm not advocating it. I don't want nobody to come at me. However, some people may have just say, you know what, I see that death is not a bad thing, and say, let me just end this life so I can get to something better. Who knows?
I've also been told like people who pass on, they have fulfilled their purpose. Like, you know what I mean? That was a person's perspective, that I had talked to before. Like maybe they got it right, and it was just their time now.
So I wouldn't necessarily say it as if they got it right, but here's the thing. Here's just how I look at death. Okay, so how I believe death occurs is we are always in the right place at the right time. I don't believe in you are in the wrong place at the wrong time, because if you were, how would it happen? Like, like we are always in the right place at the right time. You get a chance to learn from whatever it is that you experience when you experience whatever it is that you experience. So at the end of the day, when you think about it, if you have passed away in a traumatic way in your past life, when you go into your next life, now you go into your soul contract and you go into the next life, forgetting that you passed away tragically, but not with the hopes, but trying to fulfill your soul's purpose, trying to get it right this time. So sometimes, like when you have those what is it? Your instincts, when you have that feeling, that gut feeling, like that's telling you, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be here. Like this is triggering from your subconscious now. So now your subconscious is telling you, like, hey, we've been here before. This is not a good idea. So it's like, like when it gets to like death, and because like we see so many people dying so tragically nowadays, but when you think about it, like this ain't the first time we did this. We have been here before.
I believe that when you die, you close your eyes and open your eyes coming out of a womb. Just start the thing over again.
I don't think that it goes that simple.
I believe that
you actually do, like your soul does travel, because you go to the spiritual realm. Like I really truly honestly believe when you die, you go to the spiritual realm. Okay, now.
So what is the spiritual realm you speak of?
The spiritual realm is where you go. That's where the souls rest.
What if this was the spiritual realm that somebody else was talking about in the previous life that we're currently in right now? What if this was the spiritual realm they were talking about?
What do you mean?
What if somebody before you was saying the same thing in their life prior to, and they were speaking of the spiritual realm, and what if this is that?
Oh, like this is, oh shit.
Because this is where the different simulations come in place.
See, that's like
where they say, like, there's always somebody controlling somebody.
Like, are we really in it?
Is it really? Yeah, is this really, or am I somewhere, or did I return? Like, what's happening? Like, is somebody like turning me on and off?
Think about it though.
Or not. When you say somebody, is it like so when I'm like, this stuff really like goes
so basically it's like, yo, life ain't even real.
But all right, so
to me, like I said, I feel like Earth is school.
Do we graduate, or is that graduation is
When
death?
we die, we
Graduation
graduate.
will be death. Like you
From
know.
what I-
What?
So I have a lot of different books, like as far as like metaphysics and things, and just that whole right. And I just feel like this like the stuff that we experience here, based off of what I read, it's like grade school.
But
It's
what's
great.
the truth about our school system for real? Like that's a whole
All
other
programming. It's
like,
all
you feel
programming.
me? Like
And
so it's like
you really can't skip steps.
yeah.
And when people try, that's when like certain things, like like, and I'm not saying, but I just feel like this is really like school. We go certain
But
places, you're in lessons, you're in college, you're in this, you're in that. So there's different stages of it, just like school. You start in kindergarten, preschool, whatever, you work your way out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like,
like basically like
life teach
levels
you
of
lessons.
consciousness like that you go throughout your life. Like, okay, I get that. Yeah.
Think about it. At certain ages, you was doing different things,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Like, and this book, that's how it was like explaining. Even when I say like the different gods, the different planets, like there's many different. It's like schools, like, and you just keep going, like it's like a whole, but it's more spiritual than it is physical.
Right.
So when we
but
said we've
here's
done
the
this
thing.
already, we've been here already. Yes, your spirit has, and it has lived some of these things, or it already knows most of these things, but we're just living them in this physical realm.
So look here, because they say that there's okay. So now this was like a year ago when I was like looking into this. They said that there was 11 dimensions, and we're only in 30.
Yeah,
So
and
when you start thinking about that, when you all right, so you got the first dimension, I guess what you was alive on that, you dad on that, and how many times you dad on that to get it right to get to the
yeah,
second dimension, then you did the same thing all over again. Now we on the third dimension, so it's just like
yes, that is absolutely right. And
look at
when that solar eclipse happened back in May, or what was that, April, when everybody was gonna look at the glasses, boom, it was supposed to get real dark. Remember?
yeah.
The
Yeah.
power
Me and my son went outside and checked it out.
Okay, that is when we shifted into the fourth dimension.
Hmm. See, I don't be knowing all about this shit for real like
They say
Like
like
right now, we just went through like 2 full moons, which was
yeah, we did.
And the moons is crazy too.
meaning,
Hey, y'all saw a moon bow.
man,
What
that
the
moon was
fuck is
so
that?
low on Saturday. Like
A
it was
moon bow. I'll let you know. Hold on.
listen, yeah, but no, y'all, that's what I'm like right now. We have already shifted. So even us sitting here, we're having these conversations, it's a reason why. But we are already shifted into the fourth dimension. But as we talked about earlier about mindset and people getting stuck, there are going to be a lot of people that don't shift up because of their vibrations and their thoughts.
So we don't believe we don't believe in a place that you go to and you burn forever.
I don't.
No,
Okay.
no.
Because the flesh is
No.
the flesh is
I'm
just
thinking the same thing. I was about to say the same thing.
Come on, man. Like,
But
think about it. Like, come on. Sometimes you just gotta use your own common sense. Like, there's no such place. Like, it's because when you know that the only thing that physically dies is the vessel. That's it. That's it. So like, there's no heaven, hell. Like, heaven or hell is a mindset. That's what you experience when you are in the living vessel. You experience either heaven on earth or hell on earth, and that's you are the person that determines.
And that's literally a state of mind, and it's a conscious.
it is because hell can be determined so many different ways too, and it can be defined so many different ways.
Exactly.
So as heaven could be as well.
Right. So when in reality, what is that? No, that is your mind. You are either living in heaven or you are living in hell. And
remember our concept. Now, remember our concept of heaven and hell was basically programmed into us from birth.
Say what?
And like we talked about fear earlier, that's a way to control people as far as talking about hell. So the fear of being burnt up forever.
Let
me get my life right.
Some people say, I'll just take my chances with the birth.
And the crazy part, don't be the people having the best life on earth. And some of the people who are fearful struggle and suffer the most. They will never experience their heaven here on earth because of that fear.
Definitely. Yep,
Is
I'm here every Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
Well,
Now these two,
everybody
they're
has
just yes. I mean, but it's up to them if they want to come on. But I'm here every Wednesday. I talk about all this stuff.
it's
hey man, I wish I could do it, man. I would love to do a show weekly or at least bi-weekly. That should be hard, man.
Get your shit together.
That should be hard.
Get your shit together.
I know, right? And then no excuses, right? Just results.
Get your shit together, man.
I feel you.
Together.
And what?
Like, this is definitely like earlier when you said it, like it's definitely therapeutic, but like I absolutely love it. Like
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
our podcast. Like like I love like being able to give people a different perspective to look at. Like like because like literally that's just how life is. Everybody looks at life through their perspective, through or should I say through their wounds. That's how everybody looks at life. And like, how we perceive things and our opinions of things come from things that we have experienced. So that's why I say, like, we just have to learn how to be able to have healthy conversations with the fact of knowing that somebody's opinion is not going to be the same as yours, but that is absolutely okay. Like there's nothing wrong with somebody having a different opinion from you and it being like, a right versus wrong. No, it's just your lens through my lens. Like and it's okay. It's like, but when I was really crazy, like a couple days ago, my mom she cussed me. My mom
Why?
cussed me out because she
For
called
what?
me and asked me who I was voting for.
Oh, this bullshit.
Are y'all voting?
My mother. Listen, what was that? Was that last week when I said something about it? I'm just like, listen to her. Like, at the end of the day, how I feel about here's just how I feel about it. Because, like, I mean, when it comes to somebody running an entire what is this? The United States, like how I feel, we don't need one. We don't need one. Like that's how I feel about it. We don't necessarily need a person to do that.
We just need somebody to come and fuck it all up.
Like
We do this shit. Start
it's
over.
just like my thing about it is just like you have somebody who's running who's already in the office. Like the party's already in the office.
And shit's already fucked up.
It's already it's always the same thing. With every president, everyone, it's just it's always the same thing. But it's just like now where we are right now. Do we really want to continue that?
I'm voting for the person. I'm not even first of all, voting is I'm not even going. I'm not even in the whole political process at all. However, from the outside looking in, I'm not looking for nobody to make this shit better. I want the one who's gonna fuck this shit all up, so that we can get this thing done. Because we're still going under amendments from dudes from like 1700s. Like this shit needs to be updated.
Like
It needs to be new. So whoever's going to fuck all this up, that's that. When I'm not voting for you to make it great, I'm not voting for you to make it better because we see what's happening here. The Democrats, Kamala, whoever, I'm not no names or whatever, but whoever's in there now, you can just see by the quality of your life now what's happening.
What's happening? That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, come on. Like, we see what's going on right now.
What
is going on with us right now?
But you also see this, and I have to attest to this, and I've been on this earth for a long time. And one thing I will say is, regardless of who's in the presidency, I'm gonna find a way to be good. You know what I'm saying? My life has been all right.
If you focus more on self-governance than you do on picking someone to govern you, you will see life totally different. I've always self-governed. I've always stood on my own. So I've never cared about what nobody was doing because regardless who was in that office, I always had to work for mine. Wow. And it just never, and don't get me wrong, like I'm registered as independent. I've always been. And because of the work that I do, I just be like, there's certain people, like I said, presidents, man, I don't pay attention to, but because I am invested in certain things in the city of Pittsburgh, I do have certain things that I'm like, oh, okay, I might vote for this person, right? Because I am connected to certain political things that I know that by the power of certain votes and majority that we can stay in the front of some things, right? So, but other than that, no, I don't get into that. I don't even have those conversations with people because I always tell people that's literally like a personal belief, and that's always a personal opinionated conversation. So we can never come to a common ground because it's always based off of what we personally believe or how we personally feel. So I just choose not to get into those type of conversations because it's just like we will be going forever based off of what I feel and what I believe.
I'm voting
But
for
see,
the
that's the
couch.
thing, though.
Word.
Like, you feel me? Like, that's why, but that's the thing, though. Like, why is it so hard for us to have those type of conversations? Why can't they be considered healthy conversations? When at the end of the day, if you have your opinion and I have my opinion, what does it matter if our opinions differ or if they are the same?
Because
That's the
people
thing.
love to control the narrative of what other people think or what other people
It's the
perceive,
ego.
right? So that be the biggest thing. And I'm like, for me, I tell people all the time, you don't want to hear what I say because honestly, I'm not in a Democratic tax bracket. So if I really had to make a choice, I'm gonna go based off of what's best for me. You understand? And I'm
Exactly.
not in a Democratic tax bracket and haven't been for a long time. So can we be honest? Like,
Can we be honest?
gotta come from with it. Like,
So
I'm
basically, you're saying she's papered up. Is what it sounds like I'm hearing.
look, I'm not. But when we no, but for real, we gotta speak because like that's where it comes from. Like y'all best judging off of what you feel like will be in your best interest, your benefit, you're this, you're that, you're that. Well, I'm the one who's getting cracked on this, cracked on that. I'm not getting speared in any type of way because I'm on the other side. I
Right.
run businesses. I don't work for them. So when we look at it, it's a total different mindset and opinion on why I would do what I do when it comes to voting.
Exactly.
She's balling.
No, yeah. I'm just doing this work and you take care of me. That's why I tell people like I'm not, I am literally blessed off of my fruits on my tree, I plant,
Exactly.
and I harvest my work. So that's why, I am. And like I said, I've been doing this stuff for a long time. So it's just like, once you understand certain things, I'm just like, that is small-minded people talk. Never
Small-minded
go back and
people.
forth with that because we ain't the same.
That's what and that's
It becomes entertaining though, to go back and forth about the political
I hate
shit.
it because people get so worked up.
oh
Well, I'm a type of motherfucker like, controversial, and I like to stir the pot. You know
And
what I'm
I'm
saying?
not because
So-
I'm telling you, I gotta keep saying I'm an Aries. We throw hands, okay? I
Oh,
don't know
shit.
how to argue. I never knew how to argue. That's not my thing. So,
So are you a April Aries?
I'm a March. I started March 22nd.
Okay.
Oh, I'm March 21st.
Oh shit.
That right there, that's a whole different. No, I stay in my lane. I always tell people I stay in my lane because when you know yourself, I can't
Heavy
get it.
Aries energy on this call right now. Heavy Aries
Aries.
energy.
Sandra, what Sandy Streets, what are you?
I am a Gemini.
Oh shit.
That's our person right there, though.
The best of both worlds.
All right, now y'all.
Listen. Okay, but you know what? Honestly, because so because me being a
Gemini
Gemini,
can't be tanked. So I can see you saying you don't want to get married. Y'all really can't be tanked for real.
well,
I can see why you
I didn't
say you
necessarily
couldn't.
say be tame, but it's just like
Not tanked, but that might have been a lame word. But
Here's the thing though, because I don't mind spending the rest of my life with somebody, but it's just the simple fact of having to do that under somebody else. That's what pisses me off.
y'all can't be tanked. Hear what I'm saying?
I'm okay with spending the rest of my life with one person, but it's just like being like now I'm gonna tell you who the fuck I'm spending my life.
Can't be tanked.
Nah, I ain't going for that. No, I can't do that. But I mean, yeah. But you know what? So crazy though, because me being a Gemini, I really feel like women Gemini and men Gemini, we're two totally different Geminis. I've met Gemini men, they're nothing like Gemini women. I don't know. It's just because a lot of females don't like Geminis, and it's well, why not? But then you figure it's a man. I don't like men Gemini either. I don't know. I don't know. There's just something about them. They're just. I don't. But I mean, I don't know because a lot of people probably don't like Gemini women.
I don't
listen. When it comes
on Aries, that's the only thing I know about is Aries. March.
I feel you.
That's all I know.
when it comes to the zodiac shit, like I'm really not really in tune with it all like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Libra. I just had my birthday was on the 8th.
Oh,
Big
you're
4-0, baby.
most
Happy
compatible
belated.
sign. Libras
What?
and
Say that
Aries.
again.
Libras and Aries, you're our most compatible sign. Like and when I say like we go together like white on rice,
Yeah.
like, for real.
Period.
We
So
go together.
what you trying to say, Miss LaShawn? What you saying over there?
I'm just saying, I got 2 Libra sisters. That's all. I got 2 Libra
I can dig
sisters.
it.
But me personally, I studied astrology for a long time, like in the beginning of my journey. So I do know the significance of it. Even down to just like our life paths, right? And I think astrology will help a lot of people when it comes to who's around you, right? And and even if you're in business, like it's dope to build your organization based off of the zodiacs, right? Based off of those characteristic traits, based off of what you need and what people carry already, what they're born with. So like I said, I feel like because a lot of people dismiss it, I feel like that's why a lot of people run into a lot of the problems that they have, because a lot of times in relationships with people, like when I be like, well, what's your birthday? What's your birthday? I be like, oh, well, y'all wasn't supposed to be talking in the first place.
Listen here, because oh my God, like that's the case, but like I can't say it like that, but I'm gonna say it like this. Like I wouldn't have 2 children if I would have based that off of astrology.
I'm serious. It's some of it is so real. Like when I be like,
it's so real, like
relationships or
fail when it comes to you being like,
telling you
compatible with people. I was never like there wasn't even a chance in hell.
Yeah,
ain't even a real place. Like, wasn't even a chance in hell that this would have worked out. And I had 2 fucking kids. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, oh God, like.
I'm like,
something was compatible. Something was compatible.
Absolutely. You know what? We're not even going there. We're not going to do that. But
it could have been mindset at the time. There
was like a lot going on with me at the time, because let me tell you something. When I tell energy is real, when you attract with the when you attract what vibrational frequency you are on, and that's exactly what happened. And like because of like the mental state that I was in, like I felt like it was like that I had to go through this. Yeah, so that was definitely like a mental issue behind that. And like, yeah, so
well, I got 3 kids with another Libra. Yeah. No.
I mean, like, some people are okay, I can't say that.
Sometimes they say you shouldn't date the same sign as you. Like it might not, it's too much balance. Like the fuck, we need to.
You have to have that opposite.
Yeah, like
that's why
do not recommend.
Like you have to have that opposite. Like
don't recommend same sign dealing.
Oh no, that's what I feel like. I mean, like, I dated a Gemini, but
especially
like, oh fuck no.
The April Aries are the worst. Period.
My brother is an April Aries. That's my brother. My brother's birthday is April 3rd.
I'm just when I said that's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like some people do say, like, it really makes a difference when, like, what month the sign is in. But I mean, like, honestly, that's just sign. It's just sign.
So I know because hold on, because I
listen to me. She the Taurus is the best. Like, listen, oh, like
be in the way. It was Taurus be in the way. Bye.
Ooh, child.
Hold up, Taurus. Taurus comes out after Aries. My son's a Taurus.
They be in
April. So
that's my son is a Taurus also, May 1st.
Taurus. His birthday was April 20th.
Yeah, April 21st. Yeah, April 21st to May.
April 20th.
So most Tauruses be like me. They got
so headstrong. Yeah, and that's like the stubbornness.
And when you mix that with
Go ahead. What time? Oh, y'all, hold on.
How long have we been on here?
Almost 2 hours. Sandra, I told you.
Damn.
I told you that hour shit wasn't gonna work.
Definitely.
You said 1 hour. I'm
I knew
like,
that wasn't
I
gonna work.
usually do like do my, but you know what? When I had a guest on her before, I went longer than 1 hour, so I'm not necessarily surprised that. But I usually do match for like 45 when I'm going by myself. I do it for like 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. Like,
I got 3-hour shows, 3.5-hour shows.
but now I see why, because like this stuff feels like
That time go by quick. You don't even realize it.
It does. It definitely does, especially when you have like intriguing people.
yeah, that'd be the thing. That's what I'm like.
Like like
child, I would have been asleep. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. Your girl be up at 4:30 every day. Phones be ringing.
Hey, listen. I gotta be at work at 4 a.m.
No, I don't have to be. You gotta be to work at 4. No. I just get up.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot because she's balling.
Oh, well, you know what? And I always tell people, go ahead and speak my life into existence. I'm fine with it. Yep. I'm just
all right.
That's it.
Definitely.
Because listen, words are powerful and words can be spelled. So go ahead and speak that on to me. I definitely, I'm fortunate, but I was here boring and all that.
Yeah, no, I ain't even gonna lie. I agree. This was a good show, man. This was a good show.
It was definitely a good show. I definitely appreciate having you guys on the show tonight. And I just want to say,
said this is about to be my new Wind Down Wednesday. Laugh out loud.
Hey, listen here, because let me tell you something. Like I get thrilled when it like I don't be like. But here's the thing though, like because I speak how I feel. And at the end of the day, you don't have to agree with me, and I don't really care if you do. Like, this is how I feel, and this is how I'm gonna speak. But at the end of the day, and I said on my last podcast, I said like anything I said, fact check me. Please, like fact check me. Like don't come with nothing from Google. Like
hey, that's why my show is called Correct Me If I'm Wrong. That's exactly what my show is. Correct Me If I'm Wrong.
I like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I like that.
Exactly.
I'd be so disconnected, right? I gotta come back, like, on to like what's going on. Because honestly, I'm like, wait, what? I'm thinking when you told me I was gonna be on a podcast, you said I'm gonna send you the link. In my head, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna be off like on a recording or talking. So that's when I'm like, wait, what? All right. So I'm gonna even go back and check out everything because for real, I'm like, y'all, I be working. That's all and it doesn't require me to really be, online, and I don't have to.
So what you do for fun? If that's all you do is work, what do you do?
I ain't say all I do is work. I work a lot though.
Oh, okay. But, I thought I heard her say all I do is work. My fault.
Well, for the most part, I do. Okay. But I do get my time, absolutely. So I have structured it to where, I really only work like 4 days, but in those 4 days, I kind of work like 12, sometimes maybe 16-hour days, right? Because I oversee and I'm involved in so much. But for the most part, I don't like work Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, none of that. But it works. I'll be tired. But yeah, that's really my life. So Monday through Thursday, I don't really sleep by like 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Damn.
Real talk.
But like how many hours of sleep do you get in, Nation?
I usually, I be beating my alarm, so I'm waking back up about 3:30 sometimes.
So what? That's like 8, 9, 10.
I don't know.
Yeah. Because you know that okay, so like here's the thing about that.
Okay,
you know what? No. I didn't even go into it because we are pretty.
Yeah. But I mean, like, girl. But I tell people, I don't really need sleep in a certain sense. But I know where you was going something, right? Because I've been, and let me say, it's all in how you take care of yourself, right? And I am a vegan, and I've been a vegan for a long time. So therefore, I'm not as tired as the normal person. I don't store a lot of things in my body that make you tired.
A lot of sleep.
There you go. I don't require a lot of sleep.
I'm not a vegan, but I usually
like before you even say that though, like because I'm gonna just piggyback off of her real quick. So like, all right, so let me tell you how like it's like crazy. Okay, so like I can't go to sleep before 12 o'clock because if I do, then I mean not necessarily because I usually get up crazy shit. I get up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Like I wake up.
That's me every day. Yep.
It's annoying. Oh my god, it's so fucking
Every
annoying.
day.
But it happens, and I can't control it. And like I used to try to go to sleep like after 12 so that I could get like but then it's like I get up, but I'm not tired. Like I go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's like I'm not tired. Like, but it's like I don't need that much sleep. Like, and they'd be like, why don't you need 8 hours of sleep? 8 hours of sleep is
that's a long time. I
You're
tell
done.
people like I
stick a fork in you. You're done.
Yeah.
If you need 8 hours of sleep, bro, you are sick.
You need to detox your body.
You're sick.
I'm usually cool off for like 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, that's
like cool. Do you wake up like that tired, or is it like your body's just so used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and now you need a cup of coffee?
I don't do coffee for one. But two, I mean, there are some days where it's just like I think I'm tired because it's like just the mindset, like, damn, I have to get up and go to work. Now, if I can get up and, you know what I'm saying, at the same, 4 or 5 hours of sleep and knowing that I don't have shit to do, it'd probably be cool. But I think the thought of I have to go to work is what makes me tired. And it also depends on what I did the night before also,
right.
But I'm not a vegan. I like meat, pause. But even like, Sandy, we was talking about the whole vegan thing. I didn't know you were vegan, and what you asked me, have I ever met a vegan with what you said?
I said, have you ever met a vegan with a fat ass?
I can't say that I have, but I don't know. Y'all are okay. Y'all are the only 2 vegan women that I know. Well, I don't even know you, but you know what I'm saying. The 2 women who said that they're vegan. I don't know any. My brother's a vegan.
I hate that that's what it's called. Like, like we actually have a name for the way we are supposed to be eating is absolutely fucking insane.
I just tell people I'm just a natural, like I'm just natural all the way around.
Yeah, because like I hate to put a name on it because it's like this is the way that we are really supposed to be eating. This is how our bodies are.
It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle.
It's not a diet. It's definitely not a diet. Like like it's that's it.
It's a lifestyle.
Steak is so good though. Come on, man. Y'all don't miss steak.
But it ain't. Let me say this. It's not even. It goes even to what is your blood type, right? Because you gotta eat to your blood type. So depending on your blood type, you might need red meat, and that's how deep and real this stuff go. Me, my blood. I don't need meat. I don't come from that, And
what's your
that's
if you don't mind me asking.
Oh no, I can't put that out there, baby.
I feel it. Sorry, pump your brakes.
Motherfuckers be coming for your organs and shit.
Baby.
Oh, okay. All right, but okay, I got this.
That's you heard me. That's secret information. That's how they know everything about you from your blood.
Yeah.
But yeah. That yeah. You don't ever tell nobody that.
A lot of people don't even know.
I know,
right?
Yeah. A lot, but like
I ain't know, man. I found out what I think this my last pregnancy is when I found out what blood type was. I was like, yeah, okay.
And you only find out when you're in like a serious like condition or like through pregnancy. That's not something they just tell you. There have to be like something going on. So like I was very like deficient at a point in time, like in like a lot of my levels in my body. So I had to do like a lot of blood tests and things like that to figure out what was low. So that's when you get like something got to be going on for them to tell you certain things. They don't. That's
not on your birth certificate, is it?
No.
Okay.
And that's actually something you have to pay for.
For real?
Yes. Besides, like I said, now I don't know the difference.
Oh, like
I don't know because that's a ballgame. But just to be honest, that's something you got to pay for.
Yeah,
that's how significant and serious it is. That's how important it is to know your blood type, because you can heal your body, you can heal your whole being just from knowing your blood type.
What is so great about like when you think about it though, like what is so great about meat?
It tastes good.
But what is good? But that's the thing though, like because a lot of stuff tastes good that's not good for you. But like like we've been so designed. Like I said, here we go with this programming again. We've been
I'm like, if you start
programmed to
eating
think
it and
that.
try to eat it, you'll see how it doesn't taste good. But if you are just used to consuming something, then like I said, I will never, because my sisters, they are everybody, family, everybody.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like once you stop something and then try to go back to that thing, says, oh, you'll see exactly why.
Well, I kind of feel that because I went like a little over a year without eating pork chops, and then when I ate it, no, I'm just saying when I ate it again, it was good, but it didn't make me feel right. You know what I mean? I felt off. It still tasted good, but like I said, I just was a little off.
Give me what you got for a pork chop.
I know, right?
That's like what a pork chop, damn.
What a pork chop.
So what the hell? What do y'all eat for Thanksgiving?
Well, I cook food. I mean, my own food. I have already mastered how to do my baked macs and all types of stuff. My dairy free, like I said, I've been for a long. So I'm right now. I bring the greens to the family gatherings with no.
How long have you been a vegan?
It's going on 9 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't eaten beef and pork in almost 20 years. So I was a pescatarian before I went vegan. I only consumed like chicken and fish and stuff. And then I, kind of cut out like the chicken, the fish, and the dairy.
Yeah.
Now, how are y'all with like snacking, candy, cakes, and all of that type of shit?
Well, I don't buy it, but I always tell people I'm still a woman. So around my cycle time, I still get cravings like for the chocolate and all this and that and that. But as I will say, like we have our own substitutions, just like there's everything. Like I wouldn't say everything, but it's becoming more popular now to have the dairy-free chocolate, whatever, ice cream, all of that for us. Like if it's
that's what I get.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just find that substitution.
Bomb as hell.
Craving, nah, for real, to cure the craving. Like I never could eat ice cream, so now like having that dairy-free, like I'd be so geeked up, like to eat ice cream, like because.
Bomb.
It doesn't hurt my stomach.
Like it's bomb, okay? Like
I'm not a big fan of ice cream all like that. I mean, it's cool on a nice hot day or something like that, but like I've never been the type to be like, oh, I want some ice cream. Like
we don't even do dairy as Black people. We be just doing stuff.
I don't do milk. I don't drink milk. The only thing I have milk in is cereal, and very little. I don't like my cereal soggy, just enough so it's a little wet.
Right.
What'd you say?
You can make your own milk.
Yeah, you can.
Almond milk.
You wanna know how you make your own milk?
Almond, and you could probably do that. I ain't never did it, but I see the video.
I did it before. It's actually pretty easy. All you need is almond. I mean, I still almonds. Now you can do it with almonds or you can do it with cashews. It's up to you. I like almond milk. So you need almonds. You need almonds, water, and dates.
Yeah, I've seen that.
What's that?
What about breast milk? I heard men are now drinking like people are bottling or selling their breast milk.
I don't like it.
You tried
it?
Unwillingly. So it was like, yo, I didn't suck a titty for like shit. So that shit dried up. I just didn't like it.
I mean, I don't know. I've tasted my own breast milk, but you know what's so crazy? I've tasted my own breast milk because I birthed all 4 of my children, but it didn't taste the same.
No, women are really balling in their breast milk and selling it. That's like a real thing. Google it. That's like a real thing. That's
top 10 cases.
Is that legal or does the government have some kind of problem with that?
The what? The they.
Oh yes, my fault. The they.
They. Listen here. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Donita says she has so much energy not eating meat.
We all, yes, definitely. Because guess what? You see, there was no taste, but I don't know, like mine. Okay, so like mine had a taste, but it tasted different every time. Like I always taste my breast milk. I don't know what it is with me. I think like every time, like I always taste my breast milk. So like even from the beginning, like my mom was the person who was like, taste your own breast milk, like you can see what it tastes like. So I'm like, why do babies like breast milk so much? Like because my oldest son, he would never take a bottle. But I mean, it was just like when I tasted it, I was like, oh, like it's just sweet milk, like, but it's good. But like the smell of breast, I don't know. It's just breast milk is just it's just the shit.
Yeah, I'm not a
But
fan
I
of
mean,
it.
I
That was
mean,
cool.
yeah,
you
That was
drinking
cool.
if you drinking milk, you're drinking milk from a cow's breast.
exactly.
So
And
why
that's
would
what I
you
said.
not
That's
want to drink it
wild. You
from a
might as well
human?
drink it from a woman, like a woman.
Like you're
That's
drinking it from
wild.
a actual person of you, another human being, but to drink
Correct.
out of milk of fucking from a cow is insane.
I think people who like drink, a glass of milk, like I think there's something wrong with you, regardless of what kind of milk it is. Like it's just nasty.
That's right. But you know what? Before I
Well,
like
milk is ice cream. Milk is also cheese. It's the milk.
listen
A lot of
here.
Yeah,
other
but I'm
products.
just saying, like a glass of milk, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just.
I used to love milk before
Yeah,
like I
same
started
here.
talking this shit. Like I used to love milk. I could drink a glass of milk like
Ugh.
chocolate.
Well,
Shit. I
back in
used
the
to
day,
love milk.
ice cold
Like
milk with some frosted flakes back in the
listen
day
to
used to
me,
be
like
crazy. Watching the Smurfs, oh, that was crazy. Saturday morning, yo, that was
I never.
on a
listen
snowy winter morning with some cold ass. Yeah, that's
I
crazy.
was the one in there making me some cream of wheat or something. Cream of wheat.
You ain't add milk to your cream of wheat though. What you put? Water. You use water.
Water. That was me. Even though we
Yeah.
had the water, like I never liked no.
Mm.
Put some
Yeah,
water
I
in.
mean, like none of my kids like milk.
Yeah, I don't mess with
None
milk.
of them. None of my children like milk. Like
Yeah,
if
mine
they
either.
like before they got like they used to use milk to eat cereal, but now they don't drink milk or eat cereal. But I mean, like like before that, it was like that was the sole purpose in my house was for that, just that, and that was it. Like I couldn't get my kids to drink a glass of milk, and I'm glad that they really did.
Milk will expire in my house. If it ain't no
Yeah.
cereal, ain't nobody really fucking with it.
Yeah. That's for what? What we doing?
I mean, they might pour a little bit of it in mac and cheese, you know what I mean? Something like that.
To
When
make
it's
it-
like left over.
Yeah, that's it. But, yeah, no.
No. Hey guys, I have to go.
Okay.
I
I
have to.
think we all do at this point. Like, what
I gotta take a late night walk now, man. I should have been there for my walk. Man.
I'm like, I gotta,
walk.
what we call it? I gotta decompress before I actually go to bed. I'm like, because I literally jumped on like soon as I came in the house. I'm like, y'all, I gotta.
Okay, she got an energy clear. You do energy clearing?
Yeah, I do it all.
You
Grounded.
do? Oh, I love it. I love
I
it.
hug trees, sis.
Well, listen, y'all, before I get out of here, I'm sure that you have an audience that I have not been exposed to. So if anybody want to check me out, you can find me on YouTube at Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast. I don't have all my episodes on there, but I have all my episodes audio on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. I think there's one more that I'm missing. But anyway, yeah, check me out. Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, hit that little bell notification so you get all my episodes when I go live or I put something new out. Again, I'm Marcus Jones on Facebook. That's actually my biggest platform. I try to do, I don't do Twitter much at all. Instagram, yeah, I'm just kind of getting with the TikTok shit. But my biggest platform is Facebook. So check me out on Marcus at Marcus Jones on Facebook, MARQUES, last name Jones. And again, Correct Me If I'm Wrong podcast on YouTube. Sandy, I appreciate this, man. This is good shit.
You're welcome. I appreciate you being here. I definitely do. I love, and the one thing about it is that like I have somebody who's like spiritually like with like me, and then I wouldn't necessarily say that you're not spiritual, but I mean there's like honestly there is like different levels of spirituality. So it's like to have somebody here who's not really like big into it like how we are, and then like just to have that perspective, I really, 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 really appreciate that, because I love to have different perspectives, and I love being involved in people's different perspectives. Like I absolutely love that, because I do, like I always say, like as long as we can have healthy conversations with people that are not the same or don't have the same opinion as us, like so I do appreciate you so much for being here, and thank you so much for taking 2 hours out of your night.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Listen, I got some good topics that I want to get into, you know what I'm saying, on a future show. I'd love to have you over on my podcast.
Man, just let me know.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Pittsburgh in this motherfucker though, huh?
I'm like, right? I'm like,
Hey.
thank you guys for having me. Just to remind y'all, I don't know. I'm new to this podcast thing, but if you're looking for some healing, I will be launching my 6-week course. Registrations open on November 1st. And the healing is, the course is titled From the Root. As you guys know, just hearing me talk today, I do a lot of this work, right? So I created this 6-week course to help people heal from the root, meaning from the inside to the outside, right? So I look at everything like a tree, and everything starts from the root, from the seed being planted into the ground, from it being soiled in water, and then nurtured up from the root and sprout into the branches and the trees and everything else, right? So
there we go.
we're looking for that, form of healing, right? My course, I'll be opening registrations on November 1st. You can check me out on Facebook at LaShawn Reed, or I'm always on TikTok. I'm never on nothing else. I'm over LaShawn Reed. Yeah, that's why I say you want to get a word or something. You want to get it. Yeah, I'm over there. That's where I be at on TikTok. LaShawn Reed.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much, Shawnee Boo, for coming on the show and just being, just giving us that enlightenment. Because, like, I know, like, people hear me talk about it all the time, but it's like, it's actually a real thing. So,
It's
like, have somebody else here that's like doing the same exact thing is like, definitely, I think that people definitely.
It's a trap. I'm telling you. I'm like,
I never knew that you like. Because all right, so like we gonna talk after that. Right? Because that's so crazy, like that you got that. Like I have a spiritual healing guide too, but it's like self-paced. Like, but I'm gonna show you.
Yeah,
I'll show you that.
I sent LaShawn. I sent you a friend request because I think it's interesting what you do. So I know you don't be on Facebook a lot, but I sent you a request.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna go because I don't accept nobody, so I'm gonna accept you tonight. Accept you tonight. But y'all,
alrighty, guys.
I will definitely see you guys soon.
This show.
Keep being a light for sure.
Definitely
Keep shining your light. And yeah.
Definitely a good show. Alrighty, well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are out of here. We really appreciate you guys for being here for 2 hours with us, listening to us and about our stuff. But you know what? That's something that you need to hear, because guess what? We can heal the streets together. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is Sandy Street. And I will see you all, guys. I'll see you all next week. Good night.